Sorry, I was thirsty. So, I just watched Detective Pikachu. Now, this isn't a review, but before I do get into what I want to talk about, I will say I had fun with this movie. This was a good, enjoyable film. Not amazing, groundbreaking, although I guess in terms of bringing Pokemon to live action it is kind of awesome, but overall, it's a fun, enjoyable, pretty good film. Now, usually in these kinds of videos, I'd have Quachi pop in, just say a few things. But he's a little busy, but I did get a couple other friends to come. Come on, guys, come on. Come on, let's get over here. Yeah, it's good old Dragonite and Mew. These guys. No, I'm sorry, Dragonite, but you weren't in the movie. I know, I was disappointed too. And Mew, well, Mewtwo was in this, but you weren't. But you were mentioned, so I guess it's more than Dragonite. Don't cry, Dragonite, don't cry. You were in the very first Pokemon movie. That should give you some comfort. And actually, that is kind of why I want to do this video, because it does relate to actually Pokemon, the first movie in a way. So while we all know Detective Pikachu is a adaptation of the video game of the same name, it's actually a very loose sequel to the very first Pokemon movie. So in the first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo is created at the very beginning of the film during the movie's, I guess, prologue, escapes from the laboratory and decides to invite a bunch of trainers to an island, create evil clones of their Pokemon, and have them all fight each other, I guess, to the death? It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so cut me some slack. But Mewtwo in that movie, in the first film, was the antagonist, but at the end, with some, I guess, talking from his original DNA source, Mew, he realizes what he's doing is probably kind of an asshole thing to do, so he decides to stop everything. And lets them all go back to where they came from, erases their minds of the whole thing, and I guess go live in paradise somewhere. I haven't really been keeping up with the lore and the timeline of Pokemon. Forgive me. It's been a while since I've seen the show as a kid. But as you can probably already tell, I did watch the TV show as a kid and I liked it. Anyway, so in this film, Detective Pikachu, the it is mentioned in dialogue that in this film he was not created during the events of this film. He actually was created 20 years prior and escaped, and they tracked him down and they did some other experiments on him that relate to the actual conflict of the film. Now, I'm not actually going to get too much into spoilers. I'm not really going to say what the main conflict of this film is. But by the end of the film, the fact that this is technically a sequel to the first movie that takes place roughly 20 years later, I have questions. What was Mewtwo doing all this time? It was probably hinted at some other made for TV movie or animated film or something that I clearly did not see, but I really want to know where the hell Mewtwo's been, what he's been up to for these past 20 years, and what he's gonna do now. So, there's that, obviously. But of course, now that we have established that this is actually a part of the TV show slash first movie continuity where the main protagonist was Ash Ketchum, does Ash Ketchum actually exist in the same world as Detective Pikachu? I mean, I know it said it is connected to the first film, but again, I don't know how loose or strictly a sequel Detective Pikachu really is, because they really obviously don't go into that. But is there ever going to be a chance where we actually do see Ash Ketchum in live action on the big screen? And if we do that, is he just going to be a 10-year-old kid? I mean, they said the events of the first movie happened 20 years ago. There's no way Ash is still 10 years old. There just can't be. So there's the more I think about this, the more crazy this actually seems. I mean, I know I probably shouldn't really be focusing on this because it's Pokemon. I'm in my 20s now. I can probably just let go of the whole thing, but I need have questions that need answers. So it's great seeing Mewtwo again, and obviously, despite what the trailers led you to believe, Mewtwo isn't actually the antagonist of the film. Obviously, but it's great seeing him on the screen again. Brings up a lot of questions about what he's been up to and the continuity of other films and TV shows now, since Detective Pikachu is a part of this larger mainstream continuity. But this was a fun, enjoyable film. I'm gonna try and let these questions go, but still, I need answers somehow. That's all I really have to say right now. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Most likely talking about John Wick 3, or maybe talking about both John Wick films at the same time. I haven't decided yet, but see you guys next time.